Happy Halloween to everyone. This is not my full costume. I'll be posting my full costume on Instagram later tonight. It is October 31st, one of my favorite holidays, and this video is totally random, totally unexpected. I wasn't planning on doing it, but since I didn't have the time to watch the Halloween sequels or do a reaction video to Trick or Treat because my Child's Play 1 got copyrighted and I can't post it anymore, I just decided, I have to do another video, and this is a video. It's just short, it's easy, and I really want to talk about this is why I love The Shining and why it's my favorite horror film of all time. So everyone knows The Shining, everyone knows it, everyone knows Here's Johnny, all this stuff, and this isn't technically a review. I mean, it's just me saying why I love the movie, so you could call it that, but I'm not going to name this video The Shining movie review like I normally do. This is just why I think, it's the best horror film I've ever seen. What's really special about it is that it takes the things from the book that I didn't like and kind of just gets rid of them. There are a lot of scenes in the book, or chapters, I think, I don't remember, I read it last year, where just nothing happens. There's like 30, you could skip over 30 pages and not miss anything. And I love Stephen King, I've read a bunch of his other books, and Misery is my favorite book of all time, but his writing style is amazing. The Shining, the book drags a little bit, whereas the movie doesn't at all. There is not a boring scene in this entire movie. It's slow, but Stanley Kubrick really builds this tension and the real feeling of isolation here, and that's what I love. And comparing the book to the movie, the book I'd say is like a solid A-, and I'll give my movie grade at the end, but I think you can already guess what it is. For me, The Shining is a perfect film. I never have had a single flaw with it. I still remember the first time I watched it, it was with my friend, and we had gone to our video store when that was still existing, and he just bought the movie because we had some special thing. It was like the clip case DVD thing, and then we watched it and it was like full screen, and we both loved it. It's my favorite horror film still. It has been since then. It's one of the first real horror movies I watched. I think it's his favorite too. He's my best friend, and we've watched the movie like twice, and I've seen it now twice on my own. I rewatched it last night on 4K. This 4K, this is the best looking 4K of an older movie. It is amazing. Obviously I wear glasses, but I'm trying to wear contacts now, and because the contacts are actually a better prescription than this, I had to watch it with them in, and oh my god, it just blew my mind. It looks so clear, and Dr. Sleep too. I'll talk a little bit, just a tiny bit about Dr. Sleep, but that movie is also great. What I really love about The Shining, well, Stanley Kubrick's direction here is just, it's his best. I think this is easily his best movie. There's still a few I need to see, but I've seen Full Metal Jacket, Clockwork Orange, 2001: A Space Odyssey, maybe something else, I can't exactly remember, I don't think so. And The Shining is just above all of them by quite a bit. I think it's just a masterpiece in every sense of the word. When it comes to horror films, there are a bunch that are amazing and great. I love Psycho, I love Alien 2, and I love The Shining. Those are my top 3 horror movies. But The Shining is just all the way up here. Like, they're like A+ level, like Psycho and Alien here, and then The Shining is like on this whole other 100%, a million out of 10 like level. I just think it's fantastic. Jack Nicholson is phenomenal here. I haven't seen him in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest yet. I'll review that in November though. But this is one of the best performances I've ever seen, and maybe my favorite performance in all of horror right now. And Shelley Duvall, despite what happened on set, she just gives a phenomenal performance too. She really has this feeling of dread, and she really feels horrified here, and Jack Nicholson just is so creepy. One of my favorite scenes of all time is that whole staircase scene. Well, it's like, it starts all in there, and then they're like walking up the stairs, and she's walking backwards, and he's like, "I'm not gonna hurt you. Honey, darling, light of my life, I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. I'm gonna bash them right fucking And it's really creepy, and just his screams and like cries of agony, they're amazing. And Danny Lloyd too, one of the best child performances ever. I mean, he is fantastic here. The imagery that Kubrick shows, along with John Alcott, who's a cinematographer, it's really horrifying. Now, I'm not scared when I watch this movie, but it is creepy, I will admit. Like, when you see the twins and then it just cuts to them and their bodies, it's amazing. I won't spoil the movie fully now. Everyone knows that scene. That's why I said everyone knows the Here's Johnny scene, but I love everything about this movie. The camera work is unmatched. Some of the best cinematography I've ever seen. Direction too. The Shining is easily my favorite horror film of all time. I don't think anything will ever pass it. I mean, I'm gonna watch The Thing, and I've heard The Thing is amazing too. I'm going to try to squeeze it in before I go to my Halloween thing and get my full costume, but I really don't see anything ever beating The Shining. It is a perfect film in every single way, honestly. When people say they don't like The Shining, I just think there's something wrong with them. Dr. Sleep also amazing too, one of my favorites of last year, one of my favorite horror films of the whole 2010s. This movie is amazing. It's a great follow-up to my favorite horror film of all time, and that's saying a lot when you have a sequel that came 39 years later and it is phenomenal as well. Not as good as The Shining, of course, but as I said, no horror movie will ever be as good as The Shining, and honestly, I'm just gonna say it right here, I can see The Shining maybe becoming my favorite movie or one of the top 5. It's number 9 right now. On another rewatch or something in a year, I could see The Shining becoming my favorite film of all time. Obviously, I'm going to give The Shining an A+. If you haven't seen the film, go watch it. I mean, you could call this a review, but it's another short video. It's kind of like a revisited video or I finally watched video, just I didn't revisit it because I've seen it. I did revisit it technically, but not in the same way I do with the other films, and I didn't finally watch it because I've seen it 4 times. I love The Shining. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. And tomorrow I will have my what I watched in Spooky Season 2020 video. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Over and out.